In a small, remote village, there lived a young girl named Lynn. Lynn loved painting ever since she was a child, but her family was very poor, and she never had the chance to receive formal art education. Her father was a farmer, and her mother stayed at home to take care of her younger siblings. Despite these challenges, Lynn never gave up on her love for painting. Whenever she had free time, she would sit under the old banyan tree at the village entrance, using the few pencils and sheets of paper her family had, quietly drawing the world she imagined. One day, Lynn's father said to her, "Lynn, our family is struggling. You can't spend all your time on painting. You should find a job to help the family." Lynn lowered her head, feeling sad, but she understood her father's concerns. She knew how hard life was for her family. So, Lynn decided to learn how to sew clothes at the tailor shop in town. Although she wasn't interested in sewing, she understood that she had to take responsibility for her family. Every day, she woke up early and walked several miles to the tailor shop. At first, she could only do simple tasks like stitching and mending. Even though the work was boring and tiring, she did her best to make every stitch perfect. One day, an old painter named Mr. Lee came to town. Because he was getting old, he decided to settle down in the town and opened a small studio. When Lynn heard about this, she was very excited. She gathered her courage and visited Mr. Lee, asking him to teach her how to paint. However, Mr. Lee shook his head and said, "Child, I'm too old to teach you much." Lynn didn't give up. Every day, she would stand outside the studio, watching Mr. Lee paint through the window. After some time, Mr. Lee noticed her. He came out and asked, "Why are you so determined to learn painting?" Lynn, with her head down, replied, "Because I love painting. Even though I haven't had professional training, I want to improve a little bit every day." Moved by her persistence, Mr. Lee decided to teach Lynn for 1 hour every afternoon for free. From then on, Lynn worked at the tailor shop during the day and practiced the painting techniques Mr. Lee taught her at night under the dim oil lamp. Although she was very tired, she had a strong determination in her heart to make a little progress every day. As time passed, Lynn's painting skills improved greatly. People in the village began to notice her work and asked her to paint small decorative pictures for them. Lynn's confidence grew, and she started experimenting with different materials and sold her paintings at the town market. Finally, on a bright morning, Mr. Lee said to Lynn, "Child, your painting skills have exceeded my expectations. Now you can create art on your own." Lynn was so touched that tears filled her eyes. She knew that this was not just an acknowledgement of her painting skills, but also a recognition of her years of hard work. Years later, Lynn opened her own gallery in town. Her paintings attracted many tourists and collectors, and some even traveled from far away to buy her art. Lynn never forgot Mr. Lee's teachings or her parents' expectations. She proved with her efforts that as long as you make a little progress every day, you will eventually reach the dream you have been working towards. This story teaches us that no matter how difficult the path may be, if we have a dream and work towards it every day, making small progress, we will eventually achieve success. Success doesn't happen overnight. It is the result of consistent effort, little by little, moving closer to your goal. Thanks for watching.